I have a love affair with jewelry. Hello loves, welcome back to another video. This video is going to be a jewelry tour. Jewelry to me is the icing on the cake. It is the cherry on top. It is what makes the outfit. There are many brands that I love. There are stories behind pieces that I've had and pieces that I've given. It is something that I always get asked advice on all the time. Jewelry is a beautiful place to invest your money. So we're gonna get into it. I have laid out all of my jewelry and I'm so excited to share with you. There are about 40 pieces or so, maybe a little bit under that. I will link all of the pieces below. As you can see, I do not have a lot of my jewelry on, but I do have pieces, so I'm gonna start off with what I do have on. Brands that I love the most when it comes to fine jewelry are Cartier, Mejuri, London Jewelers, which if you guys know them, it's kind of like they have a bunch of brands underneath. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with everything that I have on. First thing is this Maria Tosh earring piercing. I have got this pierced and it's taking forever to heal. Patience is not my strong suit. I cannot wait until it's finally healed because my whole point is that I wanted to change it out with hoops and add like little modular pieces to it. As you can see, I do love like a little hanging chain. Speaking of Maria Tosh, these are kind of a Maria Tosh dupe. They're not Maria Tosh. They are actually from Soho by like a vendor, and I mean, they're really beautiful. I am gonna go ahead and post the Maria Tosh version just so you guys can have that option to purchase it. And this one here, because I do not have the patience for more piercings, I really love the idea of a cuff. And this one is quite similar from the same vendor in Soho. And you can see it's a little diamond and then it's just connected to the cuff with the chain. And they're just really nice dainty pieces that kind of frame your face and add a little bit of oomph. They're dangling and there's some movement, and I really do like with jewelry some movement. Piece that I never take off. As you can see, I didn't even take it off to clean it today. These are earrings from my grandmother, may she rest in peace. I actually got the second piercing just so I could always wear those. She bought them for me when she was in Egypt visiting when I was in, I'd say middle school, somewhere around that age, or maybe even right before it. Maybe 5th grade, something like that. I used to wear them all the time and I almost lost one because the backing came off when I was younger. So my mother put it away for me and then she finally gave them back to me when I was an adult because my grandmother was a very special person to me. Moving on, what I have here on my neck is actually a beautiful dainty piece from Mejuri. I remember I was speaking to my friend and then one day I was just looking at her and she had a Piaget possession necklace and it just fell in the crevice here, so nice. So right now I have it on the longer strand, but this too kind of does that and it's just nice and dainty and it's eye-catching and it's subtle and it's not too in your face, and I thought it was such a sexy piece that kind of want a new dainty piece, and I was in the market for that. Went to Mejuri, I saw this. I originally saw their solo diamond necklace, but I just didn't feel it was unique enough. And I saw this kind of like pear-shaped pave piece. I thought that was so beautiful and it was like a little bit off-centered. It immediately stole my heart and I was just like, take my money. Speaking of their solo diamond pieces, I do have here the Mejuri solo diamond bracelet. Now, oh my god, I need some lotion. I was in the store and originally what I had before I replaced it with this was the letter diamonds, and I had an A for myself and I just wore it all the time, and then one day I was just like, the diamonds don't look as clean or as bright together. I just wasn't fully in love with that. So then I went ahead and I just saw the solo diamond and I was like, that is a really nice simple dainty piece, so I traded it up for that. Another great thing about it is it's such a beautiful item to gift for Mother's Day. My boyfriend and I actually gifted it to both of our moms. I'm gonna go ahead and pull some of my favorite everyday wear jewelry. This is the jewelry that you guys always see me in and kind of you know, is my staple and I never take it off. So I'm going to present to you my Cartier Love bracelets. And I have these both in the size small. Now the story behind why I got the small is that I am 5'2" and I will always mention that to you guys. And I felt like the classic size was just overwhelming, especially if you're gonna stack them. And I am a stacking girl. If you are new to this channel, you may not know, I worked at Cartier 3 times. I was once seasonal and then once temporary and then finally permanent. So I would love to add, because everybody's always like, oh my God, you worked at Cartier, they probably gave it to you for free, or you know, you probably got a discount. No, actually, that when I was 19 years old, I was just like hustling and just getting into the world of luxury and really falling in love with these pieces and just like starry-eyed and bright-eyed. And I was like, oh my God, I love this. I want to be a part of this so bad. I want a piece, I want a piece. I never thought I could afford these pieces. And, you know, to kind of commemorate really important parts in my life and changes, I went ahead and treated myself to these, you know, bracelets. I'll show you. I have this small model. And typically, if you know the larger or the classic size model, it breaks apart into 2 pieces. And if you guys have any questions about that, please feel free to ask me. What happens is sometimes the 2 pieces that come apart can come undone. Just so you know, if you already do have a Cartier Love bracelet, and if that, God forbid, ever happens to you, you can always send it to the workshop for a Love reproduction. Sorry, not reproduction, a Love enhancement. And essentially what that is kind of the tightening of the screws so that the screws never come apart from each other. And I think that that's something that a lot of people should know, because the new version sometimes does that. Now, just a quick little tidbit for you guys. The piece that I have, which I think is so, so cool, is the Just Don't Clue bracelet. Again, this is in the small model because of everything that I said about stacking and how it looks on myself. It is very subjective, but I did love it. I wish, now looking in hindsight, I wish I purchased the one with the diamonds, but it is okay. You know, we might do that later. We might do it at another time. Now, I really do think that the Love bracelet, I know some people are like, oh my God, everybody has it. It's so boring. It's like worn. It's blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Stacking it with the Just Don't Clue, no matter how basic it is. Maybe I'm a basic girl. It is really dope bracelet, and it kind of makes you look a little bit, you know, bold. So that's the Just Don't Clue. Now the thin version, or the small model, is actually on a wire. So this is not on a hinge like the original or the classic size. And I know that they have the medium and they have the large, which are so chunky. Those are all on hinges. Now this one is on a wire, and that's what allows it to be so delicate and thin. Please, if you are to buy this, make sure that if you have something that's like this, like a sweater that's kind of like porous, it does not porous, what's the word that I'm looking for? My brain's not working. So if you have a sweater like this can get caught in it and you can pull it. Just make sure that you are very aware of that, because I definitely had a client that had come in, she pulled her whole bracelet apart and then she had to send it to the workshop. Of course it can be fixed, but you don't want to give yourself that headache. So I think it makes me look a little bit sharper and cooler. Speaking of sharper and cooler, a lot of things that I have on my wish list are obviously from Cartier, like for example, the Pave Love bracelet. I've tried it on so many times. But what I was going to say is the Clash jewelry is some of my favorite collection ever, 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 ever. The Clash bracelet, actually the meaning behind that, whereas like, you know, the Love bracelet is the love of your life, should give it to you. Just Don't Clue bracelet, it's inspired by the Dada movement. But the Clash, it actually represents essentially the soft side of you and the bold side of you. And that's why it looks very spiky, but when you put it on, it's very soft and supple. The 2 sides of yourself that are clashing together. And if there's something that I have ever resonated with, is that there are 2 sides of me always clashing together. Hilary Duff said it, I'm a million contradictions. You remember when she guys said that? No? Okay, just me. All right, so anyway, that all from Cartier. That is all I have from, oh, nope, I'm a liar. I actually probably should have started off with this. Why is there hair? These are my Love ring and my Just Don't Clue ring. Now, my Love ring was actually the first piece that I ever got from Cartier. The first actual, you know, piece of 18 karat gold jewelry that I had ever bought myself, or real jewelry that I really bought myself. I remember I was just getting into fine jewelry at the time. I was a little bit younger, and I have not taken it off since. but I always used to stack it with a Mejuri ring, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys that later. But recently I purchased the Just Stone Clue, and I love stacking them together. I do think it's like the classic and then the kind of like hardcore. So these are my favorite pieces, and now I kind of just wear them like this every single day. To Mejuri, like I just mentioned, this diamond ring right here. Now this was my first ever diamond purchase, and I'm surprised that I even still have this ring because I don't wear it that often. I used to love stacking it with this, and it kind of added like a little bit of elegance and a little bit of shine, and it was one of the most beautiful pieces. And I'll go ahead and I'll link everything below so you guys could see. I was falling in love with emeralds. I was talking to my friend and she was obsessed with Colombian emeralds, and I was just like, her and I were just like staring at them, and I was like, oh my God, I want something emerald so bad. I just wanted a small piece that I can wear every single day. And I ended up getting this beautiful ring here. Turns out that Mejuri was coming out with this piece and I had no idea. And it's two little baguettes, emerald baguettes. Now these are just a gorgeous cut. I think it's a nice stacking ring. It's so thin, it's kind of adjustable. I did originally intend for this to be worn every single day. I think my style kind of changed, so I haven't worn this so much since. This is really a beautiful piece, and if you like emeralds and you want to introduce yourself to other gemstones and you want to introduce that, I think, a little bit by little, Mejuri is definitely the place to go. I was in love with the idea of a pinky ring, and I had originally purchased this diamond piece here, pave piece, and it's so beautiful. Now I purchased this because I actually had a mini diamond ring, mini line diamond. It's something like that. I'm gonna post it. I was in Las Vegas and I woke up the next morning and I was like, oh my God, I don't have my ring. Obviously I was very lit the night before and I was partying and it was a little bit loose on me. So when I got back to New York, I was like, first things first, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna replace that ring. To replace it, I found this beautiful piece here that was a new item that they had brought in. And that's the thing about Mejuri, they always come out with new items. Like I think their motto is like every Monday or something like that, or every other Monday they have like some type of new item or something that's going on. So, and I do remember originally just buying it for this finger. So it was so perfect, but I wouldn't wear them together. I would probably just wear it like alone like this. And it was so perfect, but you know, by the way, guys, sidebar, I did gain 20 pounds this year. So believe it or not, my fingers are actually chubbier and things are just slightly tighter on me right now. But it actually fit me so perfect. Now, the issue is when I bought it, I walked out of the store with it. It was final sale. And I decided, of course, that I wanted to wear it on the left hand instead. Now, you may or may not know that your dominant hand is larger than your non-dominant hand. So I went ahead and put it on my left hand. Now on my left hand, it was very loose. Well, it wasn't terribly loose, but it was still pretty loose. So I went ahead and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy a spacer ring that's slightly smaller and that adds a little bit of texture. And then along came this little piece right here, which is this beautiful little beaded ring. And I was like, who are you? You are perfect. And I think it was only like $80. And this is 14 karat gold as well. And I just went ahead and threw it on top of it. And I just like them together. It's barely noticeable, barely there, but when you look close, there's a little bit of texture and they're really nice. I think Mejuri has a lot of great stacking pieces and I am truly a stacking girl. And what I was talking about earlier, to replace the Maria Taj stud, I have this Mejuri beaded hoop. Now I bought this because I thought my ear was going to be healed soon. So here's the true story behind this piercing. Originally, I got pierced on my right side. I waited 7 to 8 months. It was like on and off healing, not healing, not healing, until one day I went to get this tattoo right here. And it turned out that in that tattoo shop, it was also a piercing shop, the guy who did my tattoo said, hey, your piercing is crooked. Turns out that the person who pierced me didn't do it perpendicular or properly straight. They did it at an angle, which is why my thing was never gonna heal. And then they told me, your thing is never gonna heal. So you might wanna remove that and get it re-pierced. And I didn't wanna wait for this to re-heal and then re-pierce it. So I just got re-pierced on the left side. So when I originally bought this piercing was here. And I thought I was gonna finally be able to replace it. God literally taught me patience. And I also went ahead and bought this charm for my boyfriend, and he was with me, so he ended up just buying the charm for me actually, because he was just like so happy that I was gonna wear his initial on my ear. Sadly, I couldn't, so fingers crossed that I could remove this. Fingers crossed I can wear this soon, and then it could just hang right there. I do love modular items. I do like adding charms and stuff to that, so Mejuri kind of gives you that option. And you know, just a really cool piece. You can always add gemstones, you can add an initial, you can remove it, you can just wear the hoop simply, and I think it's like a great piece that's gonna kind of frame your face. The final one that I have here is this signet ring. Now this is a bold piece. This kind of reminds me of like the Boss, but still very elegant too, because it has little diamonds right here. And I mean, that is really, really cool. I'm obsessed with that. So on days when I don't feel like wearing too much jewelry, but I kind of just want a bold piece, the pinky ring is where it's at. Oh my God, I forgot to add. Of course I forgot to add. Another piece that I have from Cartier is the Trinity cord bracelet. Now, I was the girl that used to have to cut the cords and redo them all the time. Now, this is not a piece that I would wear every single day, but it is a piece that is fun to throw on sometimes and kind of change the color out throughout seasons. I do not think that this piece is very sanitary. I know because I was, again, changing it out all the time, and a lot of young people kind of get this as a gift, and just people in general, and they wear it in the shower, they wear everything, because it's a little hard to kind of put on off by yourself, because it's like, you kind of need two hands to do it. You can imagine something wet all the time. I do think it's very germy, so I highly recommend removing this item. I have here my Crystal Haze teddy bear that I showed you in my last video. Now you guys know that I was on the hunt for a cute little teddy bear if you watched, and that this chain right here was given to me by my mother, and it broke, and then I fixed it as an adult, and then I finally was looking for a pendant. Turns out Crystal Haze had the pendant that I was looking for. Now I mentioned this again because I actually purchased a few more items from Crystal Haze, and I am waiting for them to get here, as well as kind of purchasing pieces from Laura Lombardi and Roxanne Assouline, which those are more like fashion pieces or fashion jewelry. Speaking of fashion jewelry, I do have here one fashion jewelry piece. Brands of fashion jewelry that I love are YSL, Chanel, Givenchy. I love the 4G earrings. I do think that they're bold and cool. However, would I necessarily spend more of my money on Chanel fashion jewelry? Absolutely no. Unless it's like a really unique, amazing piece. I do think that you get more of a bang for your buck with real gold. And especially for my ears, I'm not sure about you guys, I'm very sensitive. For rings, I get very itchy and it turns green. But especially for my ears, it gets very itchy and I feel it, and I will literally like rip it out because that's how itchy it gets. As far as fashion jewelry, necklaces and bracelets, I kind of don't have a crazy itchy reaction. This piece is very, very important. I was vintage shopping with my boyfriend when we were first dating, and this is something that he kind of just, I put it on and he was like, "You want it? I'll get it for you." And he just got it, and you know, it was just really special to me, and it was a really unique piece. I don't think I'll ever see anybody wearing something like this, and I do love the collar. I'm also so upset that I have this tattoo, and every single time I try to show you guys something, all I see is this terrible tattoo. But it is really just a unique piece. It kind of reminds me of something like, I don't know, that an old queen would wear, and I just feel really royal in it. And it's actually just, you know, just a fashion jewelry piece. But honestly, it has not tarnished yet. I am very, very careful with it. It's just a meaningful piece to me. And that is what jewelry is. Jewelry is like, one, it elevates your outfit. Two, you know, especially if it's given to you by someone, but even when you buy it for certain milestones, it is meaningful, and you can just wear it with pride and wear it with those emotions. A couple more pieces that I'm gonna mention is this ring right here that my boyfriend, his name is Rashid. I'm gonna go ahead and just say Rashid about this. I hate saying my boyfriend. So Rashid ended up buying me this ring for my birthday. Now the story behind it, and I'm gonna go ahead and just show it to you really, really good. It is this beautiful half diamond eternity band. It is a promise ring, but it was also just a birthday gift. Now, what had happened is he had given it to me. I had showed him that I kind of wanted it because, sidebar, I have this one right here, Stone and Strand version, which is kind of like the cheaper version because I couldn't afford this at all when I had wanted to buy it. And I bought this to kind of treat myself one day. But if you could see, it's just a bunch of mini diamond pieces. Not as beautiful to me as this Mejuri piece right here because you can actually see the difference. I remember showing it to him because we walked into Mejuri one day and I was like, oh my God, this is the ring that I had wanted, blah, blah, blah. Very smart man. He wrote it down. He waited for my birthday and gave it to me. It fit perfectly on my ring finger. It was a size 5. It's like, I don't know if I only want to wear this promise ring under this finger. I want to wear it on multiple fingers. I want to stack it with other jewelry. So went back to Mejuri with him, switched it out for a larger size, realized I didn't want to wear it stacking. He was like, what? I was like, yeah, I don't want to stack it. I do think I should wear it as a ring on my ring finger. And he was like, okay, let's go. We went back to exchange the ring and they didn't have the ring in my size. I kept calling the store. They ended up having a ring that was a half size bigger. So I was like, I'll take it. At least with this, I could wear a spacer. So ended up taking the 5.5. I don't know why I'm so brash and so hard-headed, but this is one of my favorite pieces and I never take this off because my baby got it for me, So we have here London Jewelers, right? They kind of have just a bunch of brands. These are my everyday hoops. They are very light, very easy, kind of just frame your face. They're not too bold and they're 14 karat gold. They weren't like, they didn't give me a huge dent in my pocket, but they were just easy throw on earrings. I don't feel them. I have this piece right here. Guys, I need a sip of my coffee. Oh my God. I talk so much. I talk so much for work. I talk so much in general because I speak to my family and friends a lot. And then I sing and then I talk to you guys, and you guys may or may not know, but I've had vocal cyst surgery. So sometimes it's a lot of talking on me. Then I top it off with some coffee because yeah, what a way to dehydrate. Anyway, I have this beautiful piece right here. It says Zainab, Allah Hamad. It's for my grandmother. Now this piece right here is very special to me. This was my everyday chain. She's the woman who raised me and I love her. And this, you know, I just wanted to wear her all the time. And in a way I do with those earrings that she gave me. But this necklace was important to me because I actually had a true cartouche from my grandmother from Egypt that was passed down in the family. It was originally my mother's. I'm gonna go ahead and try to insert a photo of what I used to wear. But somebody stole it in the gym. It's kind of my fault. The pendant that I had was even bigger than this and it was on a thinner chain. And when I would run, you would feel it swinging. And I was scared because it had come unlocked once. So I took it off and put it in the cup holder. Now the issue is I went to the bathroom, ran. And then once I was in the bathroom, I was like, oh my God, I don't have my chain on. And you look up in the mirror, went back and it was gone. It was not in the cup holder. I went to the people at the front, just help me, can you let me know if someone drops this off, whatever. Nobody called. This was just super, like I cried my eyes out. I was like, you know what, it's okay. You can lose things, but you don't lose the memory of the person. And I kind of just wanted to have this with my grandmother's name, so I ordered a new cartouche. Then I ended up purchasing the chain from a jeweler here, and then I purchased the cartouche from Egypt, and it has hieroglyphics on one side, which say Zainab as well, and then it has her name on the other side. So the last two pieces I'm gonna share with you guys are new piece for an unboxing. Guys, I did the whole unboxing and my mic was not on. My mic was, it was so upsetting. I did the Hermes unboxing for you guys and I'm gonna show it to you right now. It's the chain ring. How cool is this? You guys may or may not know I released my EP. If my last Hermes video, this was what I went into the store to purchase for myself. Thought it was really cool. It is based off of the intelligence of the eyes. I believe Robert Dumas was watching boats one day and he saw the chains and how they anchor everything. And I do think that there's a lot of meaning to that. Another aspect to it, if I'm being very, very real, is Rashid. wears only silver jewelry, and he's always pushing me to wear silver jewelry, and I tried some of his chrome hearts on, and I was like, I'm so in love. Like, his chrome hearts ring is really, really beautiful. Let me just put that on for you guys. How cool is that? I had realized there is a Mejuri in Williamsburg, and I had no idea that there was one. So when we passed by it, I had this ring on. I saw this bracelet, and I was like, oh, you're a perfect match. And I was just like, okay, I will take it, I will wear it. And I wore it out of the boutique. Now, this is a really cool piece, and I was thinking to myself, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna have one gold hand, one silver hand, and I just think that looks really cool. I love wearing them. Ta-da! I think that's it, guys. Pretty much everything that I had wanted to show you today. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Everything is going to be linked below, and I will see you guys next Friday. Bye!